Can I take him on the road? She said,
Oh.
Are you crazy? Hi, this is Keith Killgo from the Blackbyrds, and you're watching Musicians Reveal with Joe Kelley.
Welcome to Musicians Reveal. I'm extremely excited today because we are joined by a true musical legend, musician, producer, educator of the legendary band, the Blackbyrds. His name is Keith Killgo, and welcome to Musicians Reveal. How you doing, brother?
Hey, thank you so much for having me, Joe. It's always fun to talk and explore all the stuff that's going on in the music business. I love it.
Yeah, I've caught some of the other interviews you did recently and from the past, and you know, people are enjoying seeing you, and you're still getting out there doing it.
Yeah, it doesn't get any easier, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, I was really curious about this because I got started in radio in '82, and you guys with the Blackbyrds started like a little less than 10 years before that. But you used to be really into going into radio station, going into record stores, and promoting the early music with Blackbyrds, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It was, one of the things that taught me how the intricacies of this business works.
Yeah.
And, what radio stations do and need versus what record stores do and need from you, and where to put your record in a store. It's like I used to work for Giant Food,
Okay.
and we used to do something called block and face.
Right.
And basically that's putting the product out so when you walk down the aisle, it catches your eye,
Yeah.
So those things came in real handy. And just meeting the people in the stores. They used to be, they don't really have record stores like they used to have with Peaches and all that kind of stuff. Those were wonderful. But it's still important as part of the marketing. So, what we don't do physically, we can do electronically, so.
How was the record company back then doing? I mean, you're pushing yourself, but how helpful was the record company?
Then we always had an A&R person, some big guy, that would take us around.
Yeah.
To meet the DJs, to take us around to meet record stores, people that sold our product, and just to we'd go out and sign autographs and do those kinds of things. We like Berkeley, California, we had a really cool record store there, and we'd come out, and sell and sign autographs and hang out with the people. So that I still think those things are important.
Right.
I think being able to touch an artist, being able to see them, and that we're going back to LPs and that kind of stuff. That's a really good thing. They are they re-released City Life last year.
Okay.
On the 50th anniversary, and this year they're doing Action.
Oh, okay.
So they're going back in and remaster it and spice it up a little bit, and that's really cool. I mean, I'm really happy that that's happening.
So you're satisfied? You notice a big difference from the original recording with the upgrades?
Yeah, well, it's more digitized. You can hear it's cleaner in some ways, but it's still. I mean, it's not a CD though. It's still an album.
Right.
And so I like it. The packaging, and the original photography and all that stuff is cleaned up. And then last year they did their promo where they had the Byrds. We were, on the cover of City Life. We're sitting, we're not sitting, but the little people sitting in cars. And so they had them automated, they moving around and driving,
Oh,
so it was really cool. Really. Yeah.
Yeah. Now I've been noticing with the AI with videos, musicians are, it's expensive to make the old time videos for music. They're using computer stuff and.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You mentioned a little break from being outside on tour. You did a nice stretch with City Winery, Sony Music Hall, and also a jazz festival. So tell us about getting back on the road. You've been on the road with your band, the Blackbyrds. What's the recent stretch? What are some of the highlights?
It was beautiful. The Mid-Atlantic Jazz Festival is a continuation of a person who I knew personally, Ronnie Wells. I mean,
Okay.
she founded, and Ron Elliston, her husband, founded what's called the East Coast Jazz Festival, and then of course Paul Carr and his wife Carmen took it over years later, and to keep that memory alive, I think is really beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Ronnie, had a great concept, a great idea. She was a great singer on top of that, so it was good. And it was like old home week because, guys, you run into cats you have not seen,
Right.
like Pepe Gonzalez or like Bernard Harper. Yeah, I mean, I've seen these guys in like years, And the funny
Yeah.
part is, so you go and you say, hey man, this is Keith. Wow, we look so different. Man, I
Yeah.
haven't seen you in 50 years, and it's good that everybody's alive, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. God bless. Yeah.
and just so many people we run into. So that was really, really great. And then Philly, Philly's kind of one of the cities that we had enormous stretch in. We used to play at a club there called the Bijou.
Oh
And
yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
I lived in Philly for a couple of years.
yeah,
Yeah.
and the Schubert Theater, and um, so we always had a really, really nice fun. I love Philly anyway. I just like
Yeah.
Philly. It's just a really cool city, and so it was a nice, nice gathering. And then we went to Sony Hall in New York City,
Okay.
and my friend and colleague Ray Angry
Okay.
from The Roots and the Jimmy Fallon Show came in and sat in with us.
Oh. Wow.
We had an opening act, Yola.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was really exciting, really fun. People danced all night,
Right.
so that was fun. And then we ended up in Boston. Again, another place where the original form of the Blackbyrds started
Mm-hmm.
at a club called the Jazz Workshop
Okay.
on Boylston Street with Donald Byrd and the Blackbyrds. Actually, somebody recorded and filmed it. I got to find it somewhere.
Ah, that'd be nice to see. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we moved to the club that was up the hall called the Paul's Mall. So,
Okay.
and the centerpiece rather of City Life, us standing up against that rusty car,
Right.
that was taken in Boston, right there in Boston.
Oh, so some good background history with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Have you ever done stuff at Berklee College of Music?
No, I have not.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I'd love to. Yeah.
Yeah. We've
Yeah.
been there one time for a charity concert, and yeah, just
Mhm.
listening, waiting in line to get into the musicians talking was great.
Right.
Eavesdropping on the conversations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great.
So the Blackbyrds, the official website, blackbyrdsmusic.com, will be putting it up periodically, and
Sure.
go there to keep up to date. Nice design website, and got to give props to your manager, Elizabeth Healy, who helped
Absolutely.
us with this. She's doing great stuff for you.
Absolutely. Yes, she is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we touch, the peak of the Blackbyrds and what you're doing
Mhm.
now, I wanted to go back, give people a little bit basis and foundation with you gravitating to music, and how influential was your dad, you becoming a musician?
He was the influence.
Okay.
So it was weird. Weird. It was beautiful when my parents and all of my family actually lived in a house together.
Mm-hmm.
My grandmother, my grandfather, my mom, and her sisters, and uncles, everybody. And Dad would have rehearsal in the basement, and with the band. And Mickey Newman was the drummer because my father played with a group called the JFK Quintet. It was
Okay.
Andrew White, Walter Booker, Ray Covington, and Mickey Newman. And it changed drummers after Mickey. It was Billy Hart, and then Billy Hart to Joe Chambers. And they'd leave the drums, and I would come and play. And so my pop was like, well, if you're going to do this, do it. So I said, sure. So he started taking me out to gigs with him,
Mm-hmm.
and I started setting in with guys. And then after I got to a point where he thought I was semi-ready,
Right.
he would take me to like the Bohemian Caverns, which was a legendary jazz club in Washington, D.C., where I got a chance to set in with Miles Davis, Art
He,
Blakey's big band.
Miles let you up on the stage?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Well, I went in I went down on a Wednesday
Okay.
to, uh, to see him, and
Right.
because I had a different kind of life, I could hang out,
Yeah.
with adults,
Right. Well, that's good.
and
Yeah.
because I was there for the music. I mean, I didn't do it. I wasn't that kid that ran around and did all kind of great stuff. I was glued there, and Tony Williams was playing. So I asked him. I said, "Hey, hey man, because I wasn't scared. I'm like, hey, I want to play. He
Right.
says,
Right.
okay. So he says, come back on the weekend. I said, okay. So I came back. I guess he didn't believe I was going to come back.
And you did. Brought your sticks,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. No, I didn't have any sticks. I just came back,
Oh,
and
okay.
and they set me up front,
Okay.
and so they were playing, I don't know, some kind of blues or something. And Tony said, come. He's riding. So he handed me the left stick.
Wow.
For maybe a micro, and what's smaller than a micro? Whatever smaller than that second,
Yeah.
Miles didn't know we had switched.
Wow. How old were you?
I was 10.
Wow. So you were a child prodigy.
Yeah. I mean, I just love the music, man. I just found something different than, playing football and basketball and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I did a lot of that, but I mean, the music just gave me another place. So I studied it. I mean, I listened to all the records. Art Blakey, Philly Joe, Jimmy Cobb, you name it, Chico Hamilton, whatever. I've listened to just about everybody that I can listen to. Older players, younger players, everything. I mean, the drummer that plays with Snarky Pup. I just love the whole piece of what that music does.
Right.
And so I got a chance to, and I cannot tell you what song it was. I have no idea, just swinging whatever we were doing. And then at the end, it was on blah, 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 blah. And so, he went to my mother.
Oh.
Said, well, can I take him on the road? She said,
Oh.
are you crazy?
That was going to be my follow-up question, but you went right to it.
Right. Are you out of your mind? No, yeah.
We might not be talking today if that had happened.
Yeah, for
You
real.
never know.
No, man. I don't think I was ready for that.
Right. Yeah.
But those were some of the great experiences, and that's what I've always been passionate about, is exposing young people to stuff.
Right.
I mean, if you don't know something exists, you don't even know that whether you can do it or not. You don't know if you have the acumen to be able to achieve it. But if you never knew it was there, then it's something you just stepped over. It's like a leaf on the ground you just stepped over. You didn't realize on the bottom of it was something really beautiful,
Right.
And so I was able to do that. I played with Boo Hayner's band. He gave me my first Gretsch bass drum pedal. Oh. Stanley Turrentine. His brother was playing trumpet with him, Tommy Turrentine, and Shirley Scott. So I got to see some of the legends of jazz at a very young age, and was able to find my way as a result of it. Because I was always there.
Yeah, moving a few years ahead. How did you decide choosing Bradley University first out?
I just wanted to get out of DC.
Okay.
And so I had applied for several colleges. I had a pretty good SAT scores, and so I got a call from Alpine State or Alpine something in Texas or something, and then I'd also applied for a partial scholarship at Maryland University, and then I I got accepted at Bradley University, and the day I was leaving, I got the scholarship from Maryland. Yeah. So
yeah,
it was
but
good.
go ahead.
No, it was cool. I mean, I'd never flown an airplane. I flew on Ozark Airlines. Thank God they don't exist anymore. But
I heard of the name. I never flew.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
and here I am. Kind of a city country boy in the Midwest.
Right.
A whole new dialect.
Right.
A whole new culture. And it was a great time. I was telling a guy the other day when I was talking to the sound guy Tony Hall. I said, man, you won't believe my first concert that I really went to was Johnny Cash,
Oh
you
wow.
know, and I loved it.
Uh-huh.
It was like, man, these cats were tight. I mean, it was wow,
Yeah.
yeah, you know. Then of course my favorite was Neil Diamond. I went to see
Oh
Neil
yeah, that was my
Diamond.
mom's favorite singer. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, so that also exposed me to other types of music, other styles. You know, and I started looking at the sound people and the lights, and you know, I just gravitated towards that. So Bradley was a great experience, and then I got my roommate was from Chicago, both of them, but Charles Washington, who's a saxophone player,
Okay.
and I got to play. I'd go home with him on the weekends and play with Sonny Seals, Mujan Thompson, and Malachi, you know, Thomas and trumpet, and bunch of really Harold Barney. What's his name? Oscar Brown Jr. Son and Oscar Brown Jr. So I got a chance to really get some different kind of flavor and feeling, you know, for the music. So I enjoyed that, you know.
Were you listening to a lot of funk music back then?
I listened to, well, you figure I was the only boy in my family for quite a while because my
Okay.
older cousin, he'd gone off to the military. So it was a bunch of girls.
Okay.
So I was like their little toy. So I learned how to dance
Right. Hey.
because,
Yeah.
you know, they listened to Motown.
Right. Right.
You know, so I got to, you know, to Smokey Robinson and the Temptations and all of that kind of stuff. So I got that exposure, but mostly I was a rock and roll head.
Okay.
Led Zeppelin, Jimi Hendrix,
Yeah. Wow.
Iron Butterfly, Boston, you know, Edgar Winter. You know,
Hmm.
I was into all of those bands as well,
Right.
and so the funk kind of, you know, came into when, you know, when I was loving the way Buddy Miles was playing the drums and singing with Hendrix. So I was like, wow, I want to do that. And had that killer right foot, man. That right foot was crazy,
Uh-huh.
you know.
What's the secret of singing while you're playing drums?
There is none. Don't
Okay.
think about it.
Don't think about it. Just
Don't think about it.
did it take a while for you to get adjusted to it?
Well, no, I just started singing. I didn't
Okay.
even. I just said, you know, I'm getting closer to where I would sing those
Right.
songs from Grand
Uh-huh.
Funk Railroad and
Right.
that kind of stuff. And so it all led over to funk because, of course, James Brown was another intricate part of my development. This turn on hearing the beat. So my dad took me to the Howard Theater, it's a, you know, famous theater here in Washington,
Hmm.
and to see Miles Davis and James Brown
Oh wow. Yeah.
on the same show. And James had, you know, Stubblefield, you know, drums, and
Yeah.
another cat playing. They had two drummers, you know, all the stuff. You know, Miles had Cannonball and Coltrane and Paul Chambers, you know,
Wow.
Red Garland, Jimmy Cobb. Yeah, it was, you know. So I got to see that. But I think to your question of the funk part of it, of course, you know, then as the 70s come rolling in, you got Parliament Funkadelic, and,
Hmm.
you know, then all these bands started coming out, you know, Earth, Wind and Fire, and Kool and the Gang, and Mandrill, and Jimmy Castor Bunch, and
Wow.
New Birth, and all
Yeah.
these cats. So, you know, I got a good idea of what it was like to make people dance. And I think the part that I gravitated to more than just the jazz playing was that from the 30s and 40s, that's what people did to music. They danced.
Right.
And young people came out and danced. They did all those crazy flips and turns and blah, blah. You know,
Yeah.
and then when that whole thing economically or whatever happened, where they had to shrink these bands down to quartets, they shrunk them down and they also took away the dance.
Right. Wow. Yeah, that's a good assessment of it. You live right through it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That meeting with Donald Byrd the first time. Tell us, you know, that was just changed your life, obviously,
Oh, yeah.
with the Blackbyrds, and tell us about Donald Byrd, their first meeting with him, and then his formation of the group?
Well, I met him actually playing at a place called the Left Bank Jazz Society. It was in Baltimore, Maryland. On Sundays, they would have live bands.
Okay.
I mean, and this is like, in the late '60s, you know, or mid almost '70s, and you could go and hear like Aretha Franklin playing with a trio, singing and playing piano.
Right.
you know, with I forgot the bass player's name from Detroit, playing her with her. I think Lex Humphreys was playing drums. Um, Byrd had a band with Keter Betts, who ended up playing for years with Ella Fitzgerald. Reuben Brown, just a phenomenal pianist, and I forgot who else was in the band. So I didn't know at the time that he and my dad were already friends
Oh,
from
okay.
from years back.
Mm-hmm.
And so he asked, me, did I want to meet him? I said, no, I told him I want to meet him. He said, yeah, man, go with
Right.
it. So again, me, I ain't scared,
Obviously. Yeah.
uh, hey, I'm Keith Killgo, I'm Donald Byrd. He said, well, you Harris kid. He said, how come you're not in Howard?
Uh-huh.
I said, well, I went to Bradley. I'm going to Bradley University. He said, well, you need to go to Howard. I said, okay, so let's go. Tonight we can
Yeah.
sign me up. And I'd done that because I didn't want to go to Howard. That was fine. But I met Kevin Tony. He'd come,
Right.
he'd come down. And so when I was in the Midwest, Kevin came up and we hung out for a week, man, playing, getting kicked out the dorm, playing, to 2 o'clock in the morning, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so, that next year, I transferred from Bradley to Howard, and I got into Howard in October. I think had to be. I graduated in 71, 72.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of 72, into Howard University.
And Donald Byrd change up his whole band and put yourself and a bunch of other talented cats together, right?
Well, it didn't quite happen that smoothly,
Okay.
unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, when I got there, Byrd left.
Oh, okay.
And so I never took his class per se.
Okay.
Like, it wasn't on my schedule type thing. But he had at the time Billy Hopper, Roland Wilson, Joe Chambers, and David Williams, I think, or different older cats. And so he also had Alan Barnes and Barney Perry and Kevin Tony. And so Byrd decided, man, he wanted to get rid of these old dudes. So he fired all of those cats, and he hired me and Joe and there was a conga player by the name of Ray Armando was still playing with the band. And thusly, the real, and people didn't get it, I didn't even get it until I really looked at it. Live in Montreux
Mm-hmm.
is the real original Donald Byrd and the Blackbyrds.
Oh, okay.
Because on that bandstand is Alan Barnes,
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Tony,
Right.
Barney Perry, and Keith Killgo.
Okay.
And we were augmented by Fonz Mizell on trumpet,
Mm-hmm.
Larry Mizell on keyboards, Henry Franklin on bass, and Ray Armando on percussion. So if you take those, and Nathan Davis on saxophone. You take those guys out, that's Donald Byrd and the Blackbyrds.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
on YouTube, right?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. Did you ever play the Montreal up in Canada, the jazz festival?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you'd love that. They would love you guys. Yeah, definitely. I remember going, well, my wife's from there originally, so we'd go up every year, and I remember being in an elevator, just me and 3 musicians. I didn't even know them at the time because they were coming up. It was Christian McBride, Roy Hargrove, and Russell Malone. And I was going to their show. I had the press tickets and everything. I was like, I was just in the elevator with these guys. Yeah, I mean, your band, the Blackbyrds, would fit perfectly with that festival.
Yeah, I'd love to. We will look into doing that. That's one of the things I want to do when I retire. I'm supposed to be retired, I guess, one day.
Right.
And travel. I love doing concerts. Concerts are really, I like clubs, but I really like concerts.
Right.
And so,
Yeah, I wanted to talk about the stretch of recording. I'm really amazed with the discography. There was a stretch, what was it, like 7 years? You guys put out like 6 albums, bang, bang, bang.
Mm-hmm.
How does that happen? And you're doing shows at the same time to be so consistent and great music.
Well, first of all, we were competitors.
Okay.
Everyone. Byrd kind of was always a teacher. We always had work lessons and learning all these things. I used to write out this French saxophone player solo, Jacques Bear.
Uh-huh.
Used to drive me crazy. And we want. I mean, for me, I'm the drummer, right? The drummers can't write no music, man. It was just a piano player or a saxophone player, and I was determined. Oh no,
Right.
no, they ain't gonna happen.
Yeah. You're going to put some of my songs on the record.
Yeah, you gonna put some of these songs, but I gotta play all these, because musicians, they had this thing in their head sometimes, like, wow, man, they'll call off a tune and they won't tell me what key it's in. So like, what do you mean? I know what an E flat is. I know what a sharp nine is, a raised 11. Dude, and it has to do with the way I play. So we would compete. So I didn't get to put a song on the first, Crows in the Field, but I did sing "Do It Fluid." Right. So I'm
leading the record off, right?
Yeah. 125,000 copies in the first week. So, hey, I was okay.
Yeah.
Second record I did, which by the way, that is one of my most favorite of the Blackbyrd records.
Okay.
Even though we hadn't matured yet in our writing, it was the slickest thing I think we've ever done musically. I mean, these tunes, Kevin wrote some really great stuff, man. And I got to do Love Is Love on that record, and April Showers, Alan wrote, so it was a nice, of course, Walking in Rhythm was on that album. So it was the launching pad, And
I can remember with Walking in Rhythm. I got into radio in '82, but that record was still hot. Putting the cart in the machine with the Walking in Rhythm was just a classic.
I wanted to record at Caribou Studios because Earth, Wind & Fire recorded there. And so we ended up recording there our second album. But we actually just did the tracks, and then we went back to LA to Sound Factory to do the, voices. And the engineer was Val Christian Garay, who did Linda Ronstadt and the Eagles and all those kind of people. So in his mind, and that's his mind, that he said, well, none of us could sing. So, well, no, these cats can't sing, man, So they got Keith Barber to do April Showers. That's Donald and Sagiti and Val singing on this one, Walking in Rhythm. And so, when there were more instrumental tunes than vocal songs. I did I Need You. I sang I Need You. And so we were then determined to take that whole piece and turn it into, well, we're going to write all this music and we're going to sing all this music.
Right. Yeah.
Okay? And we didn't care what this one said or that one said or anybody said. We were going to do it. And so that's what we did. That's what we did.
Yeah. A few records later, you brought some outside music like Ray Parker Jr. in and Ernie Watts.
Yeah, that was Kevin, because Ray was in L.A. And he had just done radio or after radio,
right?
And then Ghostbusters, but they grew up together. Kevin and Ray Parker grew up together in Detroit.
Yeah.
And then of course Greg Filling Games went to Cass Tech and Kevin went to Cass Tech. So it was a lot of Detroit guys, but we also had a guy named Wawa Watson playing guitar. Ernie Watts, saxophone. He just passed recently.
Okay.
And we also had Mary Clayton, who is still alive. She was a Raylette.
Rock Creek Park, right?
Yes, that's Rock Creek Park and Happy Music.
Yeah.
Tommy Morgan played harmonica. He played on a TV series called The Rockford Files.
Okay.
And so we had an infusion of all these different, because Byrd knew a lot of people, a lot of people were associated. Also a vocalist by the name of Jim Gilstrap.
Oh, yeah.
And, Yeah, Carl Caldwell, who just passed recently, was also a singer, and you know we, uh, as we moved on, we just added people like that.
A
And
few. Can I run a few names by who?
sure,
You definitely verify if they were in any of the records. Patrice Rushen.
absolutely, she's playing on Happy Music and on Orville's tune, "Thoughtful About Yourself."
Okay, yeah, she was on our show last year. Really talented. Yeah, great.
Yes.
Sheila E. and George Duke.
Okay, so when we separated from Donald, I ended up. That's when I took the band over,
Okay,
1989.
right,
They have it wrong. They say 1999, but I took the band over in 1989,
right.
and we went through a bunch of to get you there. We went through a bunch of producers. We went through Diodato because they were trying to hook us up, kind of like Kool and the Gang,
Okay.
you know. And then we, what's the guy that did Brass Construction and BT Express?
Muller, Randy Muller.
No, man, what is that guy name? James something. I can't remember.
Oh, I'm thinking of Sky. I'm thinking of Sky. Yeah.
Yeah. So that didn't work out. And we ended up with George Duke.
Yeah.
And through George Duke, the sound changed a bit from the garage band sounding group, as my father would coin the pedestrian vocal guys. You know, we added a lead singer, James Garrett, and so it took on a different twist. And we were stuck in a funny part of the music world because disco had come in.
Right.
Okay, and so how do you navigate these jazz cats, to do, to try to reinvent themselves in this genre, So we got some tunes from Philadelphia, from Bell and Howell, Bell and whatever his name is, Bell and James, and through our association with Leon Huff,
Oh yeah,
Gambler,
Gamble
Kenny
Huff,
Gambler. Yeah, they were always good friends. And Sheila E., because of George Duke, was there. Tremaine Hawkins.
Oh, gospel,
Yeah, she also sang on that record. And a jazz pianist whose name was Mark Cohen. He turned into Mark Copeland.
Oh, okay.
Mark Copeland played saxophone and keyboards on some of these records.
Did you record at George's house? I know his last studio was pretty cool.
No, we recorded at Fantasy Studios.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
In Berkeley.
Did you live out in California while you were recording after?
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
we did.
So, yeah.
That was a really great experience. I mean, we had two really nice apartments overlooking the bay, and that was a ritual. I'm a believer in recording early. Getting up in 5, go swimming, go do breakfast, blah, 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 hit the studio. So by 5 o'clock in the afternoon, you're done,
Right.
In the recording world. Yeah. In the recording world, a lot of people go in at 9, 10 at night and come out with the sun coming up.
Yeah.
I never liked recording like that.
No wonder why you're still energetic and still going strong. You were living right.
Man, I gotta get my sleep. I gotta.
That's right.
Some things that gotta happen.
Yeah. I've got an off the wall question. I was watching a video. I forgot which TV show you guys were playing on, but it looked like you had the most stripped down drum kit. You might have had three pieces, like a kick drum, a snare, and maybe a hi-hat or cymbal.
Soul Train.
Oh, okay. Was it Soul Train? Okay, yeah. What was the reason for that?
Because it was lip sync in the Soul Train. You never played live anyway,
right? Yeah.
And the way they had us on the stage, I was sitting next to Donald.
Oh, okay.
And Kevin, and then they were on the other side. They had so we had on those little sparkly whatever those things we were wearing. But that was Soul Train.
Okay. I wanted to encourage our viewers and listeners to go check out on YouTube Nucci's Live from the Front Porch, which Keith Killgo and the Blackbyrds just did an amazing program right there. And right off the bat, you guys sounding as good as ever. You got some of the originals like yourself up there. Tell us who first of all, who's in the band currently, past and present.
So who's in? Well, who's gone. Kevin Tony passed,
Yeah.
and Alan Barnes, and Orville Saunders no longer, playing, but he's still with us, which is wonderful. So the current band, the only other original member than myself is Joe Hall on bass, and we have some new folk. Roberto Vieira, he's a pianist. He's currently going to Peabody School of Music. Charles Wright on guitar. We have also Thad Wilson on trumpet, Marshall Keys on saxophone, Sean Anthony on percussion, and then we have Dominique Tony is Kevin's daughter. So she's been singing. She sang with us all last year. Recently, we had a young lady named Silver Logan Sharp. She used to sing with Chic. So she did this tour with us. And my student from Anacostia, Paul Spires, on vocals. So
it's an amazing set.
Yeah.
Let me ask you the setup for that, because is it a real house? Do people live there, or is it just a stage thing?
What, Nucci?
No, the house it's somebody's house.
Yeah, well, his mom it's his mother's house.
Oh, okay.
She used to live there, but I'm sure with as much money he's made off this.
Yeah.
She lives somewhere else now.
Yeah,
but
I know.
It's really nice. It's really nice. The whole house is studio.
Okay. Oh, wow. So
when they put you on the front porch, basically they're recording you live from the studio that's in the back.
Somebody's there, yeah.
Yeah, and so then from there they can go back and edit and mix it and do all the stuff, because you might have some bloopers in there somewhere, and they can fix that.
How many versions do you have to do usually on a set like that?
We recorded everything twice.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We did everything twice, and I think we nailed it the second time. So. Because it's a weird setup, because the drums are up here.
Yeah, you're like there. Yeah.
Yeah, we're all over the horns. I couldn't even barely see, but nothing but the back of their heads, on the other side. But he's a wonderful guy. Okay.
Yeah.
I've been encouraging him to start a front porch festival.
Yeah. So you were the genesis to get that started. Give yourself some credit.
I just wanted him to take it further, because he's a friend of Paul's. They're high school, mates, whatever. But when I talked to him, we did the Kennedy Center last year in November, and we were just talking. I said, "Hey man, you should turn this into a festival, man. It would be huge. You've had everybody from George Clinton to Patti LaBelle to Blackbyrds to." You could just blow this all the way up, and so hopefully he'll, do it.
And guarantee you got to have a spot for the Blackbyrds.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's one thing I miss, because I was in a studio 82 to 2016 when 2020 when COVID hit. I would bring bands in the studio and they would play in there, and I can't do it at my home. So
Right.
That's the thing, I miss having that. Did you know Jeff Lee Johnson?
I don't think so.
Guitarist, yeah. He played later with George Duke, and
Okay.
Yeah, he came in a couple times, and just amazing performances. Yeah, so that nothing like live music, as you know, that's your career.
Oh yeah,
so, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's and I love it because he brings in all genres. I mean, there is no one set kind of thing. Wale is a local artist here in the city, he's a good, wonderful rapper, so just a different stuff. It's great.
How about bands that you've been on the road with, or concerts, one-offs that you just blew your mind, that you saw and said, "Hey, we got to step up our game. We're on the same bill with these guys." Do you have some?
Well, we played in Birmingham, Alabama, with this guy. I don't think anybody knows his name. His name was Marvin Gaye.
I'm going to look him up after we're finished.
Yeah, look that guy up. And this guy, man, we were struggling. The Silvers were on the show. and I think a group called the Hughes Corporation. Don't rock the boat.
Oh yeah, rock the boat, baby.
And nobody really mattered till he got up there. And I mean, everybody was cool. They was all right. Everybody, whatever. Man, when he got up there and stopped that groove on him, the whole stadium just elevated. It's unbelievable, man. This cat was just that kind of cat. He blew my mind. I was like, wow, how's he doing that, man? That is just that lock, man. It was great. It was beautiful.
Yeah. Sheila, was she in the band at that time?
With Marvin?
Yeah, I know she did a little bit before Prince.
I don't think if she did, she was. I was so mesmerized.
Yeah, you're on Marvin.
Yeah, I didn't know. And we toured a lot with Kool and the Gang. Matter of fact, we had a kind of a faux pas that we were playing in Mobile, Alabama.
Okay.
And the equipment went to Mobile, Alaska or something. I'm not sure where it went. And so we got there, we had nothing. I mean, no mouthpieces, no nothing, and they lent us all of their equipment.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys from Jersey. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Ricky and, Kool, they were, yeah.
I saw them in Philly a couple times. They're just, great band. Unfortunately, most of the guys have passed, but but the guys still carrying the torch are just as well. Yeah. We mentioned it, or you mentioned in the beginning about education. You've been with the youth, passing all your wisdom. Tell us about your education and running a department at a high school.
So I'm at Friendship Public Charter School Tech Prep. It's basically a technology school.
Okay.
And I came here in 2014, and I brought the A to the STEM, make it STEAM.
Right.
So we've created a pretty nice arts department. We are actually currently doing a black box monologue this Friday.
Okay.
And actually, the marching band's going to be playing part of it, and a lot of the kids that are in the band are going to be in the play itself, in the black box. We do one production every year. We did high school musical. We're doing Matilda. We've done The Grinch. We have a wonderful art department. Mr. Ivory, he's come up. He's a new teacher here, but he's done great things with the art department. And Marquita Lewis with the dancers. They've been winning, trophies and awards and so on. So the arts really brought some other opportunities for a lot of these young folk to do. I do my version of Tiny Desk at the end of the year.
Oh, okay.
For school, and it's a lot of fun and to do that. But most importantly, it's to let them see that you can make a living doing this. Number one. That the educational part of music is more than just singing and dancing. It's copyrights, it's legal protections, it's intellectual properties, it's publishing, it's management, it's booking, it's it's a wide array of job opportunities. If you so choose to do, though, or get involved in it. Also, when I show a lot of movies in my class, but I make them look at the credits, what a key grip is, what a best boy is, and then what a gaffer is. Those are jobs.
Right.
That's employment. So, and again, I'm one of those people that I just want to expose them. It's their call. They want to do it. Great. They don't. Again, they can't say they did not know it was there. They can just say why they chose to do something else. And so that's been a plus. This year, well, for me personally, in the last 2 years, I won the Benny Golson Award from Howard University, which
Congrats,
I took the whole band up there to witness that, to let them know that it's not just an awards and glitter and glam. A lot of work has been put into a lot of this stuff.
Right.
And then this year we're up for the Whammies, which is the Washington Area Music Association. It's a local version of the Grammys, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And we, lifetime achievement award and that kind of stuff.
Wow, that's huge.
Yes, thank you. But which I try to just bridge it so that they'll understand that there's a lot to do. If you want to be good at this, there are opportunities for you to do so.
Yeah, I was thinking as you were mentioning that, it's like the NBA, there's only 12 players on the team, a limited amount of people get the spotlight, and that's great. You're teaching them, don't be discouraged. There's a spot for everybody.
It is a spot. Yes.
I'm sure you're well aware of the influence of your music and the Blackbyrds music throughout music, hip hop and sampling and stuff. I'm a big Prince fan, and I'm listening to some songs that Prince had that I know he was listening to you guys. So yeah, no doubt about that. Yeah.
I never met him. I met Michael Jackson, but I never met Prince. And they were two guys I would love to have played with. But Ricky Lawson, who we lost. I mean, he's from Detroit. I knew him. He played with Michael, so I got some of the inside story.
Oh, okay, I never met Michael. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice guy?
Yeah. I mean, when I met him, he said to me, "Oh, walking in rhythm,"
Oh, yeah, right there.
We went to Dick Clark's 25th anniversary.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
In LA. Not only did I meet Michael Jackson, I met Dobie Gray. I met Elton John. I met Doc Severinsen. It was a whole Shaka. Shaka was there. I met a whole bunch of people that was.
Hey, you're amongst them,
it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I met Prince one time, and he featured my radio show on his website 2004. So yeah, just great artist. So I wish you guys had worked together. That would have been something.
Yeah. I would have loved to, man.
Yeah.
I would have loved to.
Let's talk about I had a question about we talked about all the albums in the peak time commercial wise with the Blackbyrds, but any talks on getting in the studio with your current band?
Absolutely. So we are in negotiation, I guess you could call it. This business is always somebody's negotiating something about going in and possibly doing some things with some new producers, and some new writers as well. I mean, keeping in mind that it's one of the hardest things for an artist to do is reinvent themselves.
Yeah.
But certainly I take a page out of Miles Davis, where he always sounded like Miles. They just changed what was going on around him.
Right.
So from doo-bop, when he was doing the stuff with the DJs and the rappers, all the way up to with George Duke and Marcus Miller, I still Miles.
Yeah.
But the grooves changed, the tunes changed, and so that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I hope we get some Keith Killgo and the Blackbyrds music in our hands, ready to play on the radio. Yeah.
Oh, you will.
Yeah. And blackbyrdsmusic.com is where our viewers and listeners should go to right now. And we're also playing the Blackbyrds music we have before, of course, and currently on Live 365 Musicians Reveal Radio. And also look forward to those dates coming up on your website for concerts, which are definitely going to be added. So,
oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I appreciate you giving me the time to come on the show, Keith. Man.
No, anytime, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, just great to talk with. Yeah.
This is good, and you kept my class quiet, so that's really,
Oh,
really
you're at
good.
school.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I didn't know you were at school. I thought you were home. Okay. Wow. You're being productive.
I'm in the thick.
Yeah, that's right. All right, Keith Killgo, leader of the Blackbyrds, historic band, still going strong, blackbyrdsmusic.com, and we wish you the best and look forward to the next time you come by.
Hey, Joe, thank you for having me, and anytime, hope we meet up sometime,
Definitely, yeah. All right, Keith, thanks.
Okay, take care.